Today we will start with fluvial processes and associated landforms part 3. In our previous class we have already done about the erosional features, about the transportational features. Today we will do the depositional features. Landforms in the lower course of the river. Now, in the lower course, the load-bearing capacity is drastically reduced. This you have to remember that in the lower course, what we see that the load-bearing capacity is reduced. Not only that, due to the sluggish flow of the water and due to the gentle slope. Why is this reduced? Because of gentle slope plus low velocity. As a result of this, the three types of landforms we will see, that is the buried stream, the natural levee and the deltas. What are buried stream? You can see the picture here. In the lower course of the river, as I told you, because of excess deposit of load on the floor of the channel, and also because of the reduction of speed, and because it is carrying huge amount of load, it cannot carry much load, reduction in the carrying capacity due to the slow movement of water in the stream. What we see? We will see deposits of sand, or you can say that within the channel the stream is divided into networks. You can see the picture that how the stream is divided into networks within the channel. And here what we see? Here we see deposition of bars of sand and island. You can see the picture here also. How the river has divided itself within the channel because of excess of load, because of sluggish flow, because of high capacity of load and less capacity of carrying. It is divided, and you can see how the sand and islands has been formed. The sand bars and islands are formed, and this sort of feature is known as the buried stream. Next we are coming to the formation of floodplain or natural levee. See the animation, the formation of floodplain and natural levee. Here what we are seeing, that the current of the river is slowest at the side and at the bottom because of the retardation due to friction, and in the lower course of the river the slightest slackening of speed at once result in deposition of silt, or you can say sediments, which are accumulated both at the bottom and at the side of the river. So after a long period of time, the bed of the river is raised. As you can see that the bed of the river has been raised, and along the bed which is higher than the normal plane here at the side, and this sort of embankment is known as natural levee. You can see the diagram also, the flood water overflowing, then this sort of embankment is known as natural levee. Delta. We all know that when the river, after crossing its long course, long way, when the river finally enters the sea or the lake, it deposits all its sediment on the mouth, and deltas are formed. This triangulated shed deposit. The mud deposit along the bank, because why? Because of the slowing capacity of the river, which becomes an obstacle and divide the rivers into channels in the mouths and into distributaries, you can see, and as a result this triangular shaped deposition is known as delta. Now all rivers do not form delta. Why? Why do all rivers do not form deltas? Because to form delta you need high amount of sediment. The river has to cross a long course, and there should be distributaries and tributaries connecting the river, to supply sediment throughout its course. Okay, and there shouldn't be any lake or obstruction in the course of the river. So a vast plain which is situated in the course of the river will facilitate the reduction of the speed, and strong waves and tides what we see in the sea, it wash away the sediment which is brought down by the river and hinders the formation. That is why all rivers do not form delta. So these three depositions which we have studied today, that is the buried stream, about the natural levees and the floodplains, and finally about the delta formation. Thank you.